Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with Mina and we are going to be creating 3 looks as seen on Kim Kardashian using Bellami hair extensions. So Mina, do you want to introduce yourself and tell everyone a little bit about you?
Hey guys, I am Mina Ali and I live in Dubai and I'm a freelance model.
So the first look that we're creating on Mina is a bob. So I'm going to actually just get everything sorted out. I'm going to section everything, and then what we're going to do is, if you turn your head a little bit, her hair is quite long, so we're going to braid it all out of the way and prepare to put extensions in so we can cut and style them into a bob. So I've gone through, I've prepped her hair before we started just to save some time on camera. I've gone through with the Dyson Supersonic, just blow dried it out and kept it quite natural. So I'm taking 2 sections on the top of her head in a triangular shape. I'm just going to pin it out. These are the layers on her hair that are actually the shortest, and they're going to work to our advantage with the bob and help blend in the extensions. I'm just doing the same on the other side. Have you used like worn extensions before?
Actually, this is my first time.
Ooh, yeah, great. So the back, we're going to actually do the same thing, but we're going to try to make sure that we only take the shorter layers and nothing that... Just going through making sure anything that has like little extra hairs that need to be pinned up are going up. And then what I'll do is I will start with one side of the hair and braid it down just in the back of her head. It's going to meet in the middle, and then we'll pin that all the way. So in order to do that, I'll start with some hairspray, just to make sure everything is out of the way and clean. You can leave the little baby hairs out because that'll be used to your advantage. The rest you can start to pin away. As I'm braiding it, I'm trying to keep it as flat to the scalp as possible and also as clean as possible. As I go, I'm leaving out just what I can use at the end. Anything that is short and doesn't need to be pinned back, I'm not going to pin it back because it's just gonna keep the hair flatter for me. Same thing on this side, take out the baby hairs because those are quite short. You're gonna make sure it matches up to the other side so you don't have more hair on one side than the other, and spray and start with your... Have you ever had short hair before?
Yeah, I actually went for like a similar vodka, but even shorter.
Nice.
Yeah.
So this will be like, not a shock. But it's nice when you can use extensions to go shorter and not just longer, because then you don't have to cut your hair if you're feeling it.
I'm really excited about this look.
This one and I think the next few are also exciting. Are you a fan of Kim Kardashian? Like, do you like her style, her looks?
Yeah, of course, they're like trendsetters, but I haven't watched their show. But I definitely think they have a lot of influence in trends, fashion trends.
Yeah. They're definitely trendsetters with hair as well. So I'm just tying off the second braid, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross them and just pin as flat as I can to the head. What you'll do for me is once I'm pinning, you'll push against my hand, make sure it gets as flat as possible. I'm just going to use black U-pins. You want to use obviously the same color as your model's hair, and just go from there. So what you're going to do for me now is you're going to give your head a little move, make sure it's steady in place, nothing feels like it's falling out. So getting the model to push against your hand as you're pinning actually helps get it as close as possible to the scalp, and using the U-pins helps kind of bring it down as well. So I'm going through and I'm going to use these Bellami clip-in extensions, and I'm going to start by layering the extensions in as you would with any kind of extension. So if you turn your head to the side for them, we'll start down at the nape and go all the way up. And then once they're all in and blended with the hair, I'll go through and I'll cut and style them. So you want to start with the smallest one you've got, which is 3 clips. Can I give you these two? So because her hair is braided, there's obviously no teasing, no back combing to get them clipped in. You can just start right away by clipping in the smallest one. And you're going to keep pushing against my hand. These are some of my favorite extensions because they do blend so well. And you're not putting it in as you would regular extensions in terms of size. The further around the head the extensions get, the better in this case because you've got no hair there and you want to blend that all in. So as you can see, once I start getting to the top two, I'm already reaching pretty close up to where her actual hair is. And you want to, on the front, if you turn your head around a little for them, go up on an angle because that's going to make it fall as natural as possible and it's going to be the easiest to control. The last one in for you. So what I'm going to go in and do for prepping is I'm going to go spray with Redken Quick Dry number 18. And I'm just going to give it a quick spray because I'm going to comb it through and run a flat iron through. But I just I just want to be able to cut it first. What I'll do is I'll take quite big sections actually, and you want to make sure you're holding the clips so they don't move, and then run the flat iron through the bottom half. So what I'll do is I will get you to just hold on really tight to the clip part. Okay. And that's okay. I'm just gonna run the flat iron. I'm not worried about the bottom because we're cutting all that off. So I'm gonna do just as low as you feel we have to go. The back is quite okay because it's into the braids. Alright. So you're okay in the back. It's just the front where the braids are not. So this is just a prep at the end when we're ready to style, like after we've cut it, I'll go through with some more product. So the clips are in place, they feel sturdy, they're fine. What I'm going to do before I let her hair down is I'm going to take a root spray and I'm going to just spray over the tracks of the extensions just so it blends a little more into her hair. Now we're gonna let her real hair down. As I let her hair down, I'm actually going to smooth it out as well. So if this were any other situation, we could have gone like quite short. But because we're not cutting your hair, we're gonna go short as your shortest layer. With the fringe, we're gonna put product into that later, but I'm just gonna flat iron it away for now. And what I'm gonna do before the cut is I'll get you to uncross your legs, make sure your hair is parted in the middle. So the best way to cut extensions is I like to take most of the length off using my shears, and then I'll go in with a razor just to make it look as natural as possible, and then clean it up again with my shears because it's quite a blunt bob. So I will get you to keep your chin down for me. Sorry.
It actually feels kind of weird because it feels like you're cutting my own hair.
Imagine we take them out and your hair is just short. I won't do that. Okay, so now once we have cut that with the scissors, we go through with the razor and just get it all out. For the Kim Kardashian look, after we've got the length that we want, she's got more of a flicked in style. So I like to go in with my shine spray from Redken, and I like to spray through the layers of the extension. And then I'll go through with my iron and create the bend. So the best way to do this, I find, is to actually take it on an angle. So we'll start with you want to take the extensions with the natural hair just so it actually stays connected. And you'll start to bend quite early on, like midway through the hair. The first one I take to smooth, and then the second one I'll start to actually bend. And I think the trick with this is to actually like do it fast, because the slower you go, the more of a crease you're gonna keep in the hair. So in the back, my sections are different. My sections are the extensions as one, and then the real hair as another, just so it kind of sits nicely on top. After you've got the bends in, I'm gonna remove the clip and I'm gonna actually start to style it with it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray it. So if you want to close your eyes for me. I'll take my Mason Pearson and I'll brush it through into, if you need to, you can bring this into the hair a little more. Shine spray on your hands. Bring it all forward. That's the first look.
I love it. I love it.
It's so, like, it looks different, but it's nice short hair.
I love it. It's so cute. We are going to actually be keeping the extensions in, and we're creating a half ponytail with a side fringe. It's also on short hair, so we'll keep the extensions in and just go from there. So you want to start by sectioning your hair up first. So the triangular part up top is actually going to be where the fringe is. So I'm going to take that part completely out and flip it out of the way. Then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to work with the top extension only, and I'm going to I'm going to work with the top part of her hair to create the half ponytail. So the best way to do this is I like using a little bit of the Redken 23. Spray it back. I'll start to bring the hair up. And I actually like going in with 2 elastics instead of 1, and I'm going to tie it right up as high as I can. And what I like doing for ponytails to make sure that they stay up and there's lots of volume is I like actually going in with multiple elastics and putting it about an inch higher, and it'll help keep that hair up. Once that's in place, you can pin it down a little more if you need to. Then you start to line the extensions in and work with your parting. So her parting is a deep side part, so I'll go in, section that off. I like going a little bit off the brow, so where the arch starts to lift, that's where I like to section my side part. I'm gonna make sure the clip for the extensions is all the way up, because it's going to be covered anyways. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to section it all and take it behind the ear. So So I'm gonna take horizontal sections, I'm gonna spray and take it down as I go. I'm gonna use a tail comb for that because it gets right in there the most. I'll start to position her fringe how I want it to sit beforehand. For the last layer, I'll go underneath and then on top. For the little baby hairs right here, I'm going to take again hairspray, spray it onto a toothbrush, and I'm just going to get that all out of the way. So you have the base of that side, and then you start doing the other side as well. The other side is literally only one. You're gonna tuck it in right away. Don't be worried if there's any gaps or anything, because we're going to get rid of that as we go. So then you're going to take a little elastic and you're going to connect the two sections that you've lifted to the side.
Love it.
And then we can start to remove the clips. Everything is set, everything's already been sprayed. We just move them to get it out of the way. And my final step would be to take a root concealer, and anywhere where you could see any scalp or any gaps in the hair, you're going to spray it to get rid of that. There you go.
Oh my god, I love it. So cute.
And then it's easy, you just take in the same extensions you had in, the same process, and then just add a little twist to it. So that's look number 2, and we'll go on to look number 3 right after. Into a snatched ponytail with a long train rope braid, and I've taken her extensions out, taken the braids out, just starting fresh. With this look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the base, which is the ponytail. You want it to be very snatched, very tight. So I'm going to be taking my hairspray. I'll take 18, and I'm actually going to make sure I'm spraying in between all of the roots. This is just going to help make sure that everything is fitting the way that I want it to. And you want to section your hair off when you're spraying, how you're going to be bringing the ponytail. And like what I like doing for a ponytail when I want it to be really snatched is I do it in 2 parts. The first part is going to be the top half of the hair, and then the second part will be the bottom. The most flattering ponytails follow the cheekbones. So I'm going to take my tail comb and section off from there. Doing it this way is also easier if you have someone with really thick hair or someone with a lot of layers, and it's just harder to hold all that hair on. And then I'll go in with my Mason piercing first, and I will just get it all combed out to where I want it to be. And then I'll go in with my tail comb, make sure any of the little baby hairs are combed in. And then last, I like to use my flat brush. It just gets it really close to the scalp.
Once it feels like it's in position, you can start to take it in a little tighter. Anything that has like a bit of a bump that you can fix later, you can worry about that after, but you just want to make sure you have your base position and that it's as clean as possible. So when it's in place, you're going to make sure your model's head is straight forward and you're going to start tying. I like using these bungee cords instead of an actual elastic because they keep the hair in place and they don't. Wrap it around a few times, make sure it's really, really, really tight, and then I'll tie it off twice to make sure it's sturdy, and then cut off the excess. Because I'm going up into another ponytail, I'm not going to cut this off because I'll just use it to tie the rest instead of wasting the product. So now I'll do the same thing, and I will put the rest of that spray at the root. I think with ponytails, the most important thing is the position of the model's head. So if you can't seem to keep their head straight, it's easy to just tell them to flip their head over while you're doing the bottom part. And then same thing, I'm going to start bringing the hair up.
Want me to look down?
No, I want you to actually keep your head forward as you would with a photo. So you want to make sure when you're brushing that you're actually brushing the hair into the position of the ponytail. Anything else is just going to cause bumps and little creases in the hair, which we don't want. And you're joining the two together, so you're going to make sure there's no creases there. So again, once I've got everything in place, I'm going to spray it, get it ready, and then tie off. So the easiest way to make sure that your client's ponytail is not going to have any bumps or anything is to make sure that your client's chin is up while you're applying the bottom half. There you go. Natural safety. Just because she's got a lot of hair, I'm going to double knot it just to make sure it's secure and not going anywhere. Then cut off as close as I can to the scalp. And I'm not worried about any of the cleaning right now. We're going to do that at the very end. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a clip extension, wrap it around, cover the base of her ponytail. I'm going to spray it with lots of hairspray and then brush it out with a tail comb. It's just going to make sure that there's no bumps in it while it's going around the hairline. As I tie it around, I'm going to be spraying it with 23 hairspray. Lots of it, and then at the very end I'll put a little cool shot of air, and that's just going to help set it in so that you don't have to actually use any pins or anything. And anytime you actually cover a ponytail, it just automatically looks nicer and more done up. So that's the trick. Yeah. I'm going to take my Dyson Supersonic on cold air and get that to So we've got that in place. Now we're going to move on to our chain braid. The thing with the chain braid is that's got to be really sleek, very clean. So I'm going to actually go in with my Shine Flash because it keeps it shiny but also helps tame a little bit of the flyaways. And I'm going to spray my entire ponytail. Be like really generous with it and then brush it out. You're going to divide the hair into two sections. and you're going to twist one way the actual hair, but then twist it the opposite way into each other, like that. So you're going to do that for a little bit. Once you get down a little, you'll take an extension and you'll join it into the hair. So like that. You're gonna keep twisting and you're gonna take it into the other side. And you're gonna do like 2 rotations and then add an extension. You can go bigger pieces, like a lot bigger. Yeah. We won't go too long on her hair because she's got a lot of layers, so it'll be a little harder, but we can go longer than her hair. And the point of starting the extensions early is actually to make sure that it doesn't look too thin, because if it looks too thin on the bottom compared to the top, that's when it starts looking fake. So you've got to remember that you're twisting this whole time. Once you get like as low as you want to go, you can tie it off. So I'll tie mine off around here. Once you've tied it off, you need to still razor it or point cut it just so it looks like real hair. The more textured it is at the bottom, the more realistic it looks. So I'm gonna go in with my scissors and I'm going to just point cut the bottom. And once you cut the corners off, it even looks more real. Perfect, and then what you're gonna do, yeah, you can turn that around. Anywhere where you've got hair sticking out, you can spray it down, and if you need the help of a U-pin, you can feel free to do that. So I'm just gonna pin this layer in. Good, and then I'll go in with beeswax. This is called Murray's beeswax. I like going in with a toothbrush and cleaning up any of the baby hairs. The thing with the baby hairs is they grow in a certain direction, so it's so easy to see what direction they should go in. Your job is just to lay them flat and get them into the hairstyle. And I've already gone through, I've sprayed the hair with the L'Oreal Root Spray Cover Up. It's going to be hiding any of the scalp that's showing and just makes it look fuller. So at the end, all that's left to do, if you would really like to add some shine, is a shine spray. And it always looks nice on a look like this because it just makes it look more put together. Here you go. It's the third and final look with Mina using Bellami hair extensions to recreate 3 looks inspired by Kim Kardashian. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.